Well, welcome to English 130. I'm Craig Case, and it's been a joy for me in getting to know you and reading your writing. And as we make our way into the third week, I just want to commend you. I have read through your narrative essays, and I'll be posting the grades for that this weekend, but you're really progressing well, and each of you, even though you might think that perhaps this class or writing or maybe even your narrative essay really wasn't up to snuff, wasn't up to your expectations, but I just want to encourage you to keep trying. Writing doesn't come easy. It's something that actually takes a while to really understand, especially writing what we call a formal and academic way. And that's going to take place even more so with the next essay that you're going to write on the expository essay about Martin Luther King Jr. and his letter from Birmingham jail. But before we get into that, and I'll actually talk about that next week, I just want to reinforce just some basics when it comes to writing, because I think sometimes when you and I, when we write, we tend to write like we talk, and in doing so, what happens is that we tend to use the be verbs and the linking verbs. And I know for a handful of you, this has been a struggle. It's been really hard for you, but I just want to encourage you to keep trying. And you'll see in our the videos that we created where I talk about ways that can help. And one of the best ways is actually changing the subject. Oftentimes, changing the subject and making it a very clear subject can really change a be verb into an actual primary verb. Maybe it's taking the object to be the subject. But if you need further help, don't be afraid or don't hesitate to call me. We can do a FaceTime, Google Hangout or something like that. But let me know how I can help you. And also just want to encourage you to, as we're talking about verbs, is to keep working at sentence structure. That each paragraph that you write, again, this is not your pre-writing. This is not your drafts. I want you to, in those, write and let out any word. Don't worry about how it looks, because you're going to have time to edit later. And we call that pre-writing, and it's just getting words on paper. I often do that, and in fact, I mentioned in one of the videos that you want, as you're writing, flow. You want momentum. So even punctuation, even spelling. The older I get, actually, I'll show you something here. I turned 50 in 3 weeks, and I had to get readers. Because as not only did I teach at Bethel University, but also I'm a senior pastor. And last week I was reading from John chapter 4 and the woman at the well, and I could not see about 2 verses. So there was this awkward silence for about a minute. And I apologized to the congregation later on. I said, I'm sorry, I have to make a eye doctor's appointment, optometrist, and I need to get readers because I couldn't read those 2 verses. Anyways, my point is that even as you know, we get older and we look at writing, we think that it's going to be a lot easier, that it's going to be something that will come to us a lot more naturally. And then there is some truth to that actually you'll improve as a writer. But I want to encourage you in your sentence structure is to work at the subject, verb, object, and for your paragraphs to make sure that you have at least 3 or 4 of those short, succinct SVO sentences, especially the first sentence of the paragraph, which is called the topic sentence. You really want to keep that brief and tight and very clear. And that makes a difference. And I want you to know, too, that the emphasis on be verbs, eliminating those, and also sentence structure, and then also the elimination of lazy words. They're not arbitrary. These things, in learning this, is going to help your writing quite a bit. It's going to give you the ability to really write, whether it's for business or for more upcoming papers that you have. If you get those 3 skills down, you're going to be a stronger writer, and it's going to help you with your grades as well. So please work at that. I would encourage you during this class, in terms of emails or text messages, try to avoid those be verbs, because the more you replace that, you're actually exercising that muscle in your brain. And I know it can be hard, but the more you practice it, the better it will get. So again, hang in there. And I know some of you, this is a hard class. This is not, writing is not your forte. That's okay. I'm praying for each of you. In fact, I'll close with a great passage from 1 Peter chapter 5, verses 6 through 7. It says this: Submit yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, and he will lift you up in due time. Cast all your anxieties, all your worries, all your concerns upon him, because he cares for you. Amen. Well, hope you have a good weekend here. First weekend in April. I'm from Minnesota. As you can see, Bethel's in Minnesota. So we have the Final Four. If you're a college basketball fan, we have a Final Four in downtown Minneapolis this year. And there's about 100,000 extra people in downtown Minneapolis, so I'm avoiding going down there. I'm not driving anywhere close. I live in a suburb of Minneapolis, and I was down there yesterday for a meeting that I couldn't avoid. And it was early enough in the day, though, I was able to avoid the traffic because you could just see it starting. As soon as I got done with that meeting, I cruised. I'm like, I'm out of here. Hey, Riley, come here. This is my Springer Spaniel. Come here. Come on, buddy. Oh, you're okay. Come here. Oh, come here. He gets a little sensitive. I was trying to pull him over, and sometimes he gets a little fearful. But this is Riley, and I adopted him from English Springer Spaniel Rescue. And you just heard a text message go off on my phone, and Riley just took off because he does not like that sound. I try to keep it on vibrate. But anyways, God bless you. Let me know how I can help you, and know that I'm praying for you. Take care.